You ever get to thinking there might be too many video games out there, and it seems like most of them are pretty terrible. You know what, if I made a game, it would be way better than most of the garbage out there, because I'm different. I might not have a game design degree, but I got a 27 on Brain Age, and I'm not letting this brilliance go to waste. So, sometime last summer, I used Unreal Engine to make my own 3D platformer.
And I called it Brewbot, because what better addictive stimulant to base a platformer on than coffee, and because CocaineBot was already taken. I was determined to make my own unique 3D platformer, where you play as a little robot that collects, grinds, and brews coffee. Coffee beans would work as a currency to spend at merchants, but you could also brew coffee beans into coffee, which is health, so that's sort of an incentive to avoid taking damage. But what about the platforming? Well, for the most part, it's pretty clear where my inspiration came from. The pitch for this game is pretty much,
Okay, Super Mario 64.
but copied moves aside, the Brewbot character was at least original, this tiny little cylindrical metal chibi robo, dang it. Well, I'm sure I would have had some new ideas eventually. I really enjoyed conceptualizing this game, coming up with level features and thinking through mechanics. This thing was really starting to come together. There was going to be a big forest level with a bunch of secrets and a fun wacky storyline and a nice combat system and gear upgrades and a home to decorate like Animal Crossing.
Clearly this was getting out of hand. I had to bring things back to basics. I need platforming and one level.
So I started working on programming some of the mechanics that I had seen in other 3D platformers. Wall jumping, long jumping, sliding when crouched, that kind of stuff. Every one of these seemed an insurmountable task. They each took hours to get them almost kind of working. I did enjoy the Unreal Engine blueprint programming. It made things easier for me, but whether it's ones and zeros or boxes and lines, it's still a massive headache. But eventually I figured it out. Here's the finished version of Brewbot. You can see the similarities. The idea is really coming to life here. As soon as I started the project, I knew what I was in for. It was instantly overwhelming. Sure, maybe give me a month or so and I'll have the movement working here pretty well, but then I've got to go and model and design each level. I've got to animate everything, which I have no business doing, and then I have to learn how to synthesize good background music for my levels, and I'm gonna have to fit all that stuff in with coding that I just don't know how to do.
I should have started off with Circle Clickers 3D, not the most ambitious 3D platformer of the year. What was I thinking?
The last couple of days of my project were spent thinking about YouTube. I wanted to create a channel, but I didn't want it to detract from my time I spent working on the game. 2 days after drawing this concept for level 1-1, I created my YouTube channel, and I haven't touched the project since.
I'm glad I did it though. It was a lesson in overambition, the walk before you run kind of thing.
In a way, this game helped form my channel. It's where I got the cafe theme, and it helped hone some of my skills for making things like the intro and outro.
Maybe someday I'll do something with Brewbot. I do still love the idea, but it's just such a huge time commitment that I absolutely can't make right now.
So, tell me, what's your Brewbot? Your project you had to shelf but would really like to get back to?
I hope this was an interesting enough video. Sorry it was a bit short. I've been working on a different video about a certain Nintendo project that almost became the crossover of a lifetime. But I really want to spend another week on that video, so here's this, I guess. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. Thanks.